The BoogeyMan is directed by Rob Savage and currently playing in theaters. This was an entertaining one for sure, with some pretty good scares that actually, I have to admit, even had me jump a few times. They did a really good job at making the monster look scary by keeping it in the dark for the most part, and not overexposing or revealing too much, just to keep the creepy factor, throughout the entire movie. Though this is a PG-13 one, it's not much on the bloody side. The build-up to the scares is what drives this movie for you horror fans, dude. I'm telling you right now. It got me. And back on the monster, the face, I'm going to be honest with you, dude, is very fucking creepy, dude. Creepy as hell. And what I meant by the whole, staying in the darkness, there would be scenes where you would see only its eyes in the dark, right? In a room, with loud noises booming, knocks and whatnot. And it would get, against the wall and whatnot and get louder and louder until you see its face jumping right at you, dude. Very effective and scary for sure, dude. I like that. Now, the story is actually pretty good as well. And it's about a family, a dad and his two daughters who recently lost their mom and I guess his wife. And each of them is grieving in their own way. Now check this out. Funny thing is the father gets a therapist for his girls to sort out their feelings, right? And like I said, the funny part is that he's a therapist himself who literally helps people for his job, but has no clue how to break through to his daughters. Now, when it comes to them coping with their loss, the teenager who's in high school feels like an outcast now and has isolated herself from even her best friend. The younger one sleeps at night with this bowling ball sized globe that lights up under her covers, hoping it'll protect her from monsters. And the father? Well, let's just say he's working. Enough said. And this new patient he meets, who seems terribly troubled, confesses to something terrible happening to his children one by one. Then kind of gets into a little scuffle with the father, and police are involved in all this stuff. And this is when strange things start happening at this family's home. And it starts with the youngest girl who starts seeing this monster in her room on a nightly basis, dude. Just creeping her out, pulling her around, and all this cool stuff, dude. Or scary stuff, but yeah, you know what I'm saying. Then eventually gets to the oldest one, as well as they have to figure out what it is and why it's attacking them, and how to tackle this damn thing. While there's definitely a monster in the movie, no doubt, right? But I feel the monster actually is more of a metaphor representing trauma. The trauma the family is dealing with from losing their mom/wife. And this forces them to either work together to beat it, or basically die alone separately. Like Fast and Furious, it's all about family. But yeah, this one had good pacing. It's good pace, well-told story. I say check it out, dude. It's really good. And this is the thing. The BoogeyMan was originally a short story written by the horror pimp himself, Stephen King, back in 1973. Then later adapted as a short film in 2010. But also, you had this trilogy of movies back in 2005 through 2008 called The BoogeyMan as well. But I think it was its own standalone thing though, not related to the Stephen King story. But speaking of Stephen King, I have a few Stephen King movie recommendations for you that I feel are very underrated. We know all about the big ones, The Shining, Carrie, The Mist, Pet Sematary, etc., right? So here's a few I like. Now up first is Maximum Overdrive. My man Emilio Estevez / Billy the Kid is awesome in this one. A group of people try to survive when machines start to come alive and become homicidal. The vending machine scene is hilarious, and this one has some very creative death sequences for sure. Up next is a very underrated werewolf flick, in my opinion. It's called Silver Bullet. In a small town, brutal killings start to plague the close-knit community. Marty Coleslaw, yes, Coleslaw, a paraplegic boy, is convinced the murders are the doings of a werewolf. Now imagine a werewolf running after you and you can't walk. But I gotta say, this kid had a badass little wheelchair bike type thing, dude. It was a motor thing, dude. Sick as fuck, dude. I gotta tell you though. Very effective B horror movie, dude. And Gary Busey stars in this one. Best uncle ever. Anyhow, that's all for today. Stay nasty, my friends, and I will see you at the next one. Shay Nasty out.
I'll see you soon.
Like and subscribe.